Yes, sir.
Yo, yo, yo. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, y'all.
Get what, Chris?
What you got?
I get to eat many chicken wings that I want tomorrow.
Ain't that something? Don't
And
go
I can
overboard.
and I can go to sleep afterward.
Don't go overboard. That's all I ask.
Hey, you know how I am with the chicken wing, man. But y'all come on in. Y'all come on in, man. We just got something right quick we want to talk to y'all about.
Yeah, man. Quick little topic. Pop up, boys. Pop up style on y'all.
Shout out to Chris for coming up, pulling me out the bed, do this topic, man, because uh I gotta get my rest because tomorrow gonna be a long day, trust me.
Nah, it is for real. I already know. Friends, family, people coming in. I know I got people on the road right now on the way headed in. Family and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of us having similar things. If not, people already pulling up, etc. So yeah, man, it's just remember, I understand. We're gonna do a lot of eating, but try to make sure that y'all spending time with your family. Especially if y'all only see each other like once or twice a year or every other year. Try to get that time in, man. It's important.
Right. That's what I'm talking about, man. But yeah, man. Old Zac Robinson at it again. And I don't know what in the world what the world going on, man?
I say stream yard, man.
The damn screen on went blank. You started off, I come back.
Oh, sure, it had took me off the stage for a second.
See what I'm saying? Man, look. Let me go out and come back in. You just started off.
Okay, can you hear me? Oh no, boy, that's weird, boy. StreamYard doing something extra weird. But anyway, it goes, man. The reason why we brought you guys here is because earlier, there was some comments made. Of course, Raheem Morris had his press conference. So we're going to get into a few things that happened today. But the thing that just kind of like burned me up a little bit was Zac Robinson, man. Zac Robinson and his comments about Michael Penix Jr. And ultimately, I don't understand it. Just like how similar, I don't understand what's going on with StreamYard right now. But cause my boy Smitty having a trouble right now. But yeah, man,
All
I
right,
gotta.
I'm good. I'm
You
good to
good
go
now?
now.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm good,
beautiful,
man.
wonderful, wonderful. But yeah, man, we brought y'all in to talk about Zac Robinson, talk about Raheem Morris and his press conference, a few things that he led on to, and confirmed and everything like that as well. But we got to start with this guy. Seriously, seriously. Like, Smitty, man, whenever you ready, man, you just pull up the tweet and we can go from there. This don't make no sense.
It's that bullshit we be talking about, man. So y'all think we be picking on folks and we don't never blame the coaches and all that hoorah, but at the same time, it don't take number one bad press conference and one bad comment for me to be back on their ass. Pause. But Karen Watt, man, she pretty much put out their whole tweet, and it's exactly what he said because I saw it with my own eyes, but I didn't want to play the audio because I didn't want to get a strike or get
Right.
reused content. But she said the tweet says, Falcon offense coordinator Zac Robinson on whether Michael Penix will be under center as more part of his development. Before we go on, the first
Mm-hmm.
part of that what I just read, will he be under center more as part of his development? That now look, that was a setup question, point blank. Period. She set him up so he could not escape the question. And his dumbass said, "I think so. I think so.
I think
I
so.
think so.
I think.
I think so." Boy, I
Oh
swear.
boy. See,
Look,
that's what I be talking about, bro. Right there.
look. I'm gonna just stop it. I think so. What you mean you think? Now, if you're an offensive coordinator, and don't get me wrong, might be wrong, might not be, but if you're the offensive coordinator and part of his development is to learn the system, Ain't playing up on the center part of the system and playing and development part. Just ask me, am I
Of
right or wrong?
course it is, bro. It's supposed to be the whole playbook is supposed to be part of the development. So I'm trying to figure out, are you trying to say that when y'all put him under center, y'all didn't like what y'all saw? Or because it just asks so many questions, or was it one of those things to where it's like we just decided not to put him under center? Because you think about it, they said they were catering things to his liking, catering things to what worked back in college for him, et cetera, right? So my thing is, did you ever explore the option? That's what I'm saying. Like it's like now it's starting to ask different questions. Did you ever explore it? Because if you didn't explore it, then you also sabotaging a young talent because you're not giving him the proper development. We should have
Facts.
been going through Michael Penix under center in preseason. We should have been having Michael Penix under center in training camp.
That's the only way you going. That's the only way you gonna know what you got. And see, y'all can say it all y'all want that preseason snaps don't matter, but we all know that's a lie because I guarantee you, if he had, I would say a quarter or two or the three preseason games is what 4 quarters and games 12 quarters. You get him 2 quarters out of the preseason, I guarantee you he comes out a little bit more crisp in the in the regular season. Because some of the things that we saw from him is just mechanical. It's it's pretty much what you've been learning during the week in practice. And look at what Kirk Cousins did Sunday. He's been in practice. He's been doing, and they worked with Kirk, and you saw it on the sideline. To ask me, am I wrong, Chris? You saw Zac Robinson and you saw DJ Williams with Kirk Cousins on the sideline looking at the tablet at the same
Right.
time. But with Mike Penn on the sideline, he's pretty much isolated. Now I have seen him talk to Zac Robinson and DJ Williams, but it wasn't together. He was talking to one or the other. So look, when you said part of the development under center, and that's part of the development. Also, like you said, Chris, when they talk about catering to what he did in college, he ran shotgun in college, he ran pistol in college, and he played up under center in college.
I'm sorry. I'm 1,000% with Ski on this one
He absolutely
because
correct. Go
because
ahead.
that's what I'm saying, bro. But it's not even just Caleb DeBoer. Folks gotta remember when he was with Indiana, when he was playing like he was Michael Vick, running all over the place. He
Yep.
still was under freaking center, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, these are just excuses that we hearing and what we seeing because um if it wasn't an excuse, see, and this is what I've been telling y'all, and I mean this. This right here is an excuse to try to get out of how he been playing, and part of it is Michael Penix's fault. I'm not gonna lie because you got to help your development too. But
We
when you
know that.
have a
We know
but
that.
when you have an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach, um, they part of the blame too. Because if they're not teaching you correct in the film room, they're not teaching you correct on the practice field. Because footwork is something that you're supposed to work on the practice field. Because what do they say? Practice make perfect.
Of course.
So look, I'm telling you, this is just a cop out. But let's finish this, man. It says again, it's all predicated on our personnel. Pause. Uh, if it predicated on your personnel, why did the personnel look totally different against New Orleans than what you've been running with Penix?
Totally
So you,
different. I mean,
so
the
you
body
mean,
language, everything was different. I mean, I even got to go back to I forget who said, I don't know if it was Boom that brought it up or I can't remember who. It might have been Sean. I'm not sure, but either way it goes about how Darnell Mooney has been looking. Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't him. It was Abe just last night. Then
yeah,
everything
eight, yeah,
Abe brought it
eight,
up about on how like you should have had the same energy the entire time, no matter who's the quarterback, and I do
right.
agree with that. Also, I will go back to the Buffalo game. It's so crazy, like just the little things that you find. So I'm watching the On the Rise, the last episode that came out about a month ago. I just really honestly turned it on just randomly. And I just see just the interaction between Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins. Okay, like at the same time, I'm not saying that everybody's supposed to be kissy kissy, you know what I'm saying, hug hug, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff like
Right.
that. Everybody's different, but it just feels like the energy just be off. You know, Kurt will dap up, you know, Michael Penix, yeah, man, go out there, enjoy it, you know, have a good time, blah blah, you know what I'm saying, with his helmet still on and everything, and you know, Michael Penix be like, thank you, bro, you know, stuff like that, but it just didn't feel 1,000% genuine. And maybe I feel like that because I know for a fact Kirk Cousins wants the starting job, wanted a starting job, wanted Michael Penix starting job if he had to.
Right.
And now he's there with it, yes, due to unfortunate events. But I just think about it, I'm like, man, were you ever really for this kid? Have you really been, you know what I'm saying, helping the kid out like that? It's not like my thing is like you've heard quarterbacks before in the past, Smitty, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, yeah, like I'm so appreciative of this quarterback, this coordinator, this coach, and everything helping my development. If we're going back to all that again, Michael Penn not mentioning Kirk Cousins.
Well, I debunked that a little bit. He actually said that last year, when he
Yeah,
was
he
sitting
did.
and waiting on his chance. But let's be real.
But I
That
was
was
about to say, but bro,
that was
that's not a
PR, bro. That was
yeah.
PR. He
And
had to
also,
say
you
that.
think about it. To add to your point, of course, my thing is, yeah, if the quarterback is still like Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix is behind him, then yeah, he probably is still giving them something. Hey, you see what I did right there, right? Okay, so I did boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
he's
all this stuff like that.
starting.
Exactly. When I'm
Yeah.
the backup now, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? That's how I really feel. I genuinely, honestly feel like that. Like it's just, I feel like because Kirk Cousins was the quarterback, yeah, Michael Penix probably was getting something. But when Kirk Cousins was not the quarterback anymore, Michael Penix wasn't getting that same treatment. Because again, he said
Right.
it last year. I'm talking about and thinking about what have you done for me lately. You haven't heard
Right.
Michael Penix saying nothing about Kirk this year in as far as progressing in development.
Right. But look, I'm telling you, it said those guys. They said it's predicated on our personnel, those guys, and how they're trying to match up the run and pass game. That's called being balanced. And lately, the Falcon hadn't been balanced, worth of shit before last game. Well, I take that back. I would say the last 2 to 3 games they've been a little bit balanced, going from Indy
Mm.
to Carolina, and yeah, in New Orleans they were balanced the last 3 games. I give them that, but the previous 3 to 4 games wasn't no balance. It was pass, pass, pass.
Yeah,
Because as I told y'all, y'all remember, if Michael Penix throws the ball 30, 35 times, it's usually a loss
we lose.
because
We
he's
lose.
not ready to carry the team yet. Lean on the run, just have Michael Penix in situations where he has to make clutch throws, make about 20 to 25 throws a game, and have about 200 to 250, 200 to 250 yards. And I think that's a recipe for a win. But if he's throwing the ball 35 times, 45 times for just 275 yards, that's a loss. Because a lot of that is garbage time yards and half of them gonna be incompletions. So
And
this
also,
is go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was about, oh no, I was just about to say to what your point about the passing and everything. And also, yes, if he's throwing it that much, then that means we're going away from something that can help any young quarterback. A freaking run game that we have. You know, some teams wish they had Bajan Robinson and Tyler Algier, right? We
Right.
have them, and we don't fully use them the proper ways. We'll abandon the run and go to the pass. Now, yes, I understand we'll be behind the 8 ball in some of the games, and we need the pass to try to get back in it. But again, you still can't go away from those dynamic backs that you have. Like those guys help get you back into the game because a few punches in the mouth from Tyler Algier, a few ankles getting took from Bijan Robinson, you're gonna have the defense committing regardless of what's going on, you know. And then because they're gonna eventually going to want to stop those guys because all it takes is one snap of a finger. Bijan could be going down 50 yards. One snap of a finger, you got Tyler Algier. he gets a full head of steam, runs over a guy or two, and goes into the end zone. So it's just like,
Right.
again, you cannot go away from the run game. And yes, I mean, my thing is, it didn't matter who the passer was because Kirk Cousins threw for over 30 passes, and we still got the doors blown off us. So again,
Facts.
the coaching has got to be on point, no
Got to be
matter who the
consistent.
no matter who the quarterback is.
Yeah. So think about it, man. Sunday, he was under center half the time at 50%. And as I told y'all, y'all saw it. And when I told y'all was like, man, how do that make sense? But when you in the pistol and you got to run the ball from the pistol formation, you got to run the ball 6, 7 yards deep in the backfield. When you in the I formation or single back set, quarterback on the center is about 45 yards. Yeah, 3 yards don't sound like a lot, but in football terms, that is an eternity. When he's
Mhm.
closer to the line of scrimmage as a running back, those holes that open up, he can read them and he can hit them faster. When you in pistol offense, by the time you get to the line of scrimmage, faster those guys are, the lane has closed. So this is why a lot of those he had a lot of those runs for losses. But when you saw him Sunday, and that goes for pass too. When Kurt hit him with that little screen pass, that little out pass out the backfield, that's why he had all that room because he is closer to the line of scrimmage. So yeah,
Man,
look,
I got some of the thing that's crazy about this too is you see, just like we've been talking about, Michael Penix was under center last year. We did some with Michael last year as well. We
right.
did some underneath the center. But it will be something we'll explore moving forward. And then I don't. Do you have the Will McFadden or no? The Will McFadden
Uh
tweet. I mean, if not,
uh
I remember my point from it. If not, it's okay.
Okay, no, I don't think I had the Will McFadden
Okay,
tweet,
so with the Will
but I
McFadden
can pull it
thing,
up. I can pull it up right quick.
see, but with the Will McFadden thing, it's just also
Okay,
something
go
just
ahead.
talking about exploring this, and we're talking about exploring. What are we exploring? We've already explored it because we had it last year. Why didn't you incorporate it?
And that's the biggest problem. One thing about that, when you work on something, that means you are comfortable with doing it. If you're doing it over and over again, but the thing about it, and we talked about the run game just a few minutes ago, and I was gonna bring on this point, and it slipped my mind. I don't know how, but we talk about the run game when they were running 3 tight end sets, and using 3 tight ends. Why weren't you doing that when Penix was in the game? Don't they say that tight ends are a quarterback's best friend? If he's having problems
That's true.
throwing and you see him struggling, keep trying to run the football. They kept running the football no matter what, son. And even if they were getting stopped, they just kept running. And that's what you have to do when the young guy now. Even though, and don't get me wrong, it might be me. Some of those play calls, it made it seem like they were forcing him to use his legs to get outside the pocket. And they know, and he said that he didn't want to do it. But they were calling plays, and it was some point that he didn't have a choice but to use his legs. But if you know that he likes a certain thing, just like you saying Kurt like a certain thing, you got to make him comfortable just like you making Kurt comfortable. That's all I'm saying.
And Zach also said too about the Will McFadden. Will McFadden put it on his post that even though we was talking about all this under center stuff, right? At the
Mhm.
end of it, he still tried to defend the pistol. But you can do a lot of things out of the pistol, a lot of similar things out of the pistol too. We don't necessarily have to have him under center. And I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? It's just like
Yeah,
because
I'm looking at it right now. I can read both of them, both tweets. But I started off with the one that we talked about. It said when asked if he believes Michael Penix can incorporate more under center, he said, "Yeah, I think so." Says it would be something to explore this off season, but he reiterated that Pistol allows similar things. But the crazy thing about it, is he already telling us he's going to be back?
that's the underlining thing right there.
Yep. So
Right there, especially with the Oklahoma State job, I believe is off the
yeah, it
table
got
now.
filled by the North Texas head coach got that job.
Right, right.
Yeah, but let's read the second tweet. Will said he thought this was interesting from Zac Robinson, and you just iterated on it. But he said last year they became more of 11 personnel than he expected, and that under center play action was our least efficient play Pistol shotgun spread things out and inform their style this year. But if it worked last year, why is it not working this year?
Right.
Why? Because you're not running those exact same plays from that 6-3 start. Because that's probably what he's talking about. But when he got to Mike Penix, those 3 games last season, he was using the plays he was using for Kurt. Then what changed over the offseason? Because Mike was throwing, out routes. He was throwing quick posts. He was hitting everything over the middle. But you mean to tell me this season you go away from that? Why? I don't know. Just go
It
back and
just
look at the
it,
last
it,
3 games last year.
it's just mind boggling, bro. It makes you wonder like what kind of games are you playing? Are you playing hide the quarterback's deficiencies? Are you playing, what I'm saying, we're not the quarterback developers that people think we are, which that's where I'm at with it. But it's just like what is it? Because it doesn't make any sense and it's so confusing and it
Right.
causes unnecessary questions.
Crazy
It causes
thing.
the fans
But
just to ponder.
look at what the last part say. We did some Mike last year. We did some underneath the center, but it'll be something we'll explore more moving forward. But why you got to explore it?
Again,
Why you got to explore it?
why you didn't incorporate
Point blank. Period.
this past off season? Why you didn't do all the incorporations? If he's uncomfortable, guess what? As a coach, it's my job to make him comfortable being uncomfortable. I mean, that's
But
just maybe it's just me. I've never been a coach, but I'm just figuring like the part of the job title and job description
right,
is me having to make sure I'm doing my job all the way. So if it isn't working out with the quarterback, it's not me. It's the quarterback.
it's the quarterback. That's just say that. But I'm just gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it. I'm like hell, the hell with. It. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna bring this graph up one more time. And thank y'all for tuning into that show. Seemed like y'all loved it because y'all gave me a lot of compliments. But they're the writing on the wall. Look at that, 50%.
Yep.
That's more than the first. I would say, well, hell, damn near the whole season. And we what 15% week 11. Yeah, Carolina they played a little bit more under center, but it was only what about 5 plays, 6 plays. But Kirk Cousins did it for half the game because that's what Kirk was comfortable with. But if Michael Penix not comfortable with that, just tell us that, and we'll get off your back. And then that'll let us know you did not pick the right guy. And we're not
Yeah,
knocking
but
Mike Penix, but at
right.
the same time, if he don't fit your system, why draft him?
Shoot, because you needed a quarterback. You tried to get ahead of the curve. I mean, you saw that what the talent was looking like. You see that it was looking pretty sketchy, which I mean it has been. You look at the quarterback situation now. I'm like, I don't think it's
Right.
any of these guys you really want necessarily. I mean, yeah, I mean Arch Manning has the name, but he doesn't have the pedigree on the skill. He got the
Facts.
pedigree with the name.
Facts.
So
Eh, Yeah.
even with Carson Beck, he got his flaws too. So it's just like
Boy,
okay.
worse than what you talking about.
So it's just like okay, who you going for? I'm sorry, like any of these quarterbacks that's out right now, I don't necessarily put them over Penix. That's what I'm saying. Like from what I
That's
see as
facts.
far as talent wise,
That's facts.
process.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. Appreciate you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Everybody out there, man. Happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope y'all enjoy it, man. But look, this is all I'm saying, man. And I'm not being mean. It's nothing against Mike Penix or none of that, man. But if you feel like Kirk Cousins is the type quarterback that you need, why would you go draft Mike Penix when Bo Nix is sitting right there when he's more of a Kirk Cousins type running back? I'm sorry, quarterback. So I mean, it works.
Again, I'm just tired of all the foolishness, man. I just want my coaches to be honest. I want them to be transparent. I don't want to feel like, what I'm saying, like I'm watching the Secret Service or something like that. I just at the end of the day, if you feel like Michael Penix can't cut it under center, you need to say that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do feel like you need to put him in an uncomfortable situation and have him practicing that stuff, have him going over that stuff. I understand you love this pistol with Michael Penix, but At the end of the day, I feel like for his full development, for us to really see what we have at quarterback and if he is that guy, we have to see him have the full inventory and the full repertoire, what I'm saying, at quarterback.
Yeah, but let's be real, Chris. It may never happen because of who we have at, at offensive coordinator. It just
That's
might
my
not be their guy.
and
I
that's my
mean,
point.
I mean, what it's one thing to fall in love with a skill set, but it's another thing to fall in love with system fit. If the system fit not right, I don't care what your skill set is. It's just not gonna work. They're just like um they're just like trying to put Mike Vick in a run and shoot offense. That's not gonna work because that's mainly a pocket passer type offense. A West Coast style offense, it's pretty much tailored to a quarterback too, but you can use your legs when you need to. But look, the only time a mobile quarterback um is usually the right fit is if it's a run heavy offense. Let's just keep it real. Look at what Mike Vick did. He probably had two decent receivers his whole time in Atlanta. But now
Yeah.
we supposed to be in a West Coast style offense, supposed to be kind of Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan,
Timing.
but you don't have the right quarterback.
I mean, I still feel like it's
I mean, I feel we had the right quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
yeah. I
I
just feel
just
like the
feel like they just
coordinator, bro.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just feel like the coordinator, bro, is he is not. First of all, I go back to what I said again. When I look up and down the roster of coaches, I don't see anybody that took a young guy and was able to develop him. I see guys that work
Correct.
with veterans. That's all I see. Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins,
Yep.
veterans, man, veterans. So it's just like I don't see anybody that's really developed anybody. Seriously,
And,
even now you can go back to the Washington days and say, well, Raheem and all them was there and they helped develop Kurt, but all of them wasn't there the entire time. And even Kurt was Kurt wasn't good when he was with Washington. They just
yeah.
didn't have another quarterback in place. And then when
Yeah.
RG3 went
Yeah.
down,
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. When
you know,
RG3 got hurt, that's the only choice they had. And then even at that point, they made him try to make him look like a superstar. And guess what? It worked because he went to Minnesota and signed a real big deal. And don't get me wrong, he was better in Minnesota than he was in Washington. Why?
definitely,
Because he was a system fit. And that's all we saying. If you a system fit, it'll work. And look, when they brought Kirk Cousins to Atlanta, it was supposed to be a 2-year thing, bridge type quarterback. But he gets hurt, season goes sideways. You don't have a choice but to throw Penix in there. Then we get to Penix. He looks okay in those 3 games. But guess what? Play calling looks different than they did this year. You get into the off season, and we fed that Mike Penix looked great all off season. He's been working to get back to where he was at the end of last year, and no preseason play. And then guess what? He comes out against Tampa. He plays decent, has nearly 300 yards. Minnesota takes a step back. We run the hell out the ball, plays well. The team plays well, but Michael Penix looked like trash. So this up and down roller coaster lets you know that cannot make him consistent. And look, that tells you that their play calling is inconsistent. So, just be real and just do what's best for Michael Penix. That's all I'm saying. Do what's best for him. Because if he don't fit your system, because guess what? I think Kirk Cousins could be back next year.
Kirk Cousins is gonna be back next year. I mean, he got a four
But
year deal anyway.
but he got 90 million right now. So he's only 10 million, I would say, against the guaranteed. But if he stays, I think it's gonna be about 40 something million he's still owed because it was 180 million. The
Right.
guaranteed money is low, but the rest of the money is still gonna be there. So
Right.
this
But
is
what
why
you
I
gonna
said
do?
Yeah, and this is why I said, and y'all was mad about it. But now that I think more about it, I could have been speaking the truth and not even knowing it. I talked about Kyler Murray, and a lot of y'all mad about it. But the more I think about it, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea because it would still be cheaper than what Kirk getting paid. And
Mm.
he only has like 2 years left. That would be another bridge quarterback. And I said Jameis Winston, y'all laughed at that. But look what Jameis did last Sunday. He threw for 400 yards easily.
Mm.
So yeah, so I mean, you may have to go get another veteran because you're not going to want to pay Kirk Cousins a lot of money. Because let's be real, his guaranteed money is $10 million,
Yeah.
and he's not going to play for $10 million. Let's just keep it real. He's going to want you to rework that contract so his guaranteed money goes up towards 25 million.
And that would be dumb.
Dumb as hell.
That would be
And
so dumb.
and honestly, I
Because my thing is, guess what that is? That's you as a team. You have lost your leverage.
right,
And if he comes at you like that, like, hey, what you guys gonna do? I said it's almost like a hostage situation. We trying to play. We got Samuel. Is it Samuel? Yeah, we got Samuel L. Jackson trying to play the negotiator.
right.
And you don't want to be held hostage like that by a guy that just last off season, what I'm saying, you had to up on him, but then it's gonna look like, well, okay, now the rabbit got the gun.
But and then the big question come up now too, Chris. The bigger question comes up when you draft a quarterback. And I had people, leave that in my inbox and in my Twitter comments. Uh what do you do? I mean, it's catch 22. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
It
And
really is.
Granddad's had a question. He pretty much talking about what about to go into. But he said, do you see the Falcons next year moving on from Penix? While it's uncommon, it does happen. Arizona in
Mm-hmm.
2019 when they
Yep.
moved on from Josh Rosen after 1 year, and that's next year they drafted Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
And that's exactly what we're saying. But the thing about it, that was just 1 year. Michael
Mm-hmm.
Penix would be 2 years. And they admitted they made a mistake. He didn't have a work ethic, and shit. Shortly after that, he played with about 2 more years, and he was out the league.
Yeah, Josh Rosen was bad. I ain't gonna lie. Josh Rosen was bad. But I
But
will say this though, Grandizer. I say, and this is how I feel personally. I could be wrong. If so, I'll be back. But I'm just saying, I'll be back to say, hey man, I was wrong. But no, I don't think that they're gonna move off of Michael Penix. Because I think moving off of Michael Penix would make them look even worse.
I absolutely agree with that because um, we saw Arizona give Josh Rosen a fair shot. We saw it,
And he was
but
terrible.
he was just too bad. But
That
you
man.
see potential in Mike Penix. You didn't see potential in Josh Rosen.
You did not.
So,
And
when
if you
you see
did, you lying.
potential there, gee boy, when you see potential there, that lets you know it's a coaching problem because footwork is something that you work on in practice with the quarterback coach, with the offensive coordinator, with anybody else that has to do with the quarterback. And what did they tell us? Like I told y'all, they had 10 people on the coaching staff that work with quarterbacks, but Michael Penix still messing up simple stuff. This is the thing we were told and we were sold. But at the
Right.
same time, look, I don't see them moving off Penix, Grandize. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. It would just be stupid. And honestly, if they move away from Penix, like Chris said, that would make Arthur Blank look in the up because he flew his ass all the way up to Seattle, looked at that workout, looked at the scouting report, the medical report, and still drafted Michael
Still took him.
Penix.
Yep. Still took him. So
So that would look inept on the front office on they clock and they watch. Nah, nephew, I ain't cooking no chicken wing night. I'm probably eat some tomorrow at my family house. But yeah.
hey, I gotta
Yeah,
agree with Brandon.
he got
Brandon.
potential, man. Absolutely, he got potential. Absolutely. But the thing about potential, The only time potential is good is when the coach can bring it out of you and make it come to the forefront. And I don't see that here. Why? Because it's simple thing that that they're not teaching. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I said on the video I did earlier today, and y'all can go check it out. Kyle Shanahan and Matt Ryan was not on the same page the first year in Atlanta. Hold on, y'all. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to comment on this real quick. Now, he didn't mess up simple things often in college at all, but I got to go back to who was coaching him. It was Caleb DeBoer. Now, I know it's still college, but at the end of the day, it was still competent coaching that took this man all the way to the national championship game with Washington, Michael Penix. So I'm just looking at it like, fam, it can't just all be on Penix. It's not all on Penix. Penix has some faults in this, but I still got to look at my coaching and my development because this is a brand new level. This is the major league level. This is the major level in the NFL. There is nothing higher than the NFL. So if you're coming from college, going into the NFL, you should be having somebody who is able to develop a college coach into that transition to the NFL. Again, this is not me having any personal feelings toward any coaches. I'm just looking at the backgrounds, and yes, they've worked with coaches, but as far as full development and the success of a young guy coming from college into the pros and being successful, they don't have that on the resume. They got success with competent veteran coaches, veteran quarterbacks. Again, like the Staffords, like the Jared Goffs, like the Kirk Cousins, they can work with all that because those players can work with them. They probably teaching each other something as it goes along anyway. Then you throw in the fact that Zac Robinson was never an offensive coordinator, pass coordinator or whatever, like an offensive pass coordinator, just little different titles. But again, no true offensive coordinator. So he's coming over here green. You bring Kurt in to help him to get him up to speed. So by the time you do get to Penix, if the plan would have worked out, you at least have a more experienced offensive coordinator working with a young guy who's been sitting behind Kurt. All that blew up, and now you're just seeing the incompetence. You're just seeing the inconsistencies all the way around with this offense, with our quarterback, with the coordinators, the coaching staffs, etc. All this is just turning into a dumpster fire little by little. It's not intentional, but it's still happening, and that's the point. It's still happening. Like this is wild, man. This is wild. What else we? Let me see. I saw another question I wanted to.
Well, Ski and Granddad pretty much got the same question. And it's what we
Yeah.
talked about, on the previous show. So what if the new coaching staff want their own quarterback? And he talked, Granddad talks about the Arizona coaching change, and that's absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what if, and that's a legitimate question, man. What
Yeah.
if they want their own quarterback? But I'm telling y'all, and I said this, and y'all can record it at 11:03 Thanksgiving Eve 2026. It's gonna all depend on if the front office they're gonna hire a coach that's gonna be willing to work with Mike Penix because their ego won't let them say that they fucked up. So if a new coaching staff want their own quarterback, more than likely they not gonna be here. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all, and that's probably why a lot of these coaches weren't hired because they were asked, what could you bring to the team that we have right now? And that's probably the question that they ask all the coaches. What can you bring to the team that we have put together now in order to make this team win football games? Instead of saying, instead of the quarterback saying, let the coach, let the coach decide what they want to do. But honestly, depending on what coach you bring in, um, that could possibly happen if they get him the opportunity to do that. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna be stuck with Mike Penix. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. But you said you had a question. Go ahead.
Oh no, shoot, you already pulled up pretty much like you said. Ski and Grandizer had the same question. I was gonna pull up Grandizer, but skis is a okay. Again, like that's a possibility that could happen. But I'm with you, Smitty. I don't think that the Falcons bring in anybody that will immediately move off Penix. They at least gotta work with him. And what I mean by work with him, I'm saying at least a year. If you can't get the best out of him out of a year, and if you come to us and saying, "Hey, look, man, this guy just doesn't have it," then maybe we're having a different conversation. But again, I'm with you, Smitty, 1,000%. I don't believe anybody is coming in here who is not willing to play ball with how the Falcons front office may want to play. Now that could change. But
Yeah,
right now, we're just going off of the history that we have seen and the familiarity, just the comfortable picks, everything that's been going on. If we're going off of track history with our Falcons guys,
right.
then
But
that
Mike,
is what it's going to go.
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Smitty. You got it.
Mikey B. I actually like that Deshaun Watson move. Had they made it, because I feel like the Falcons more stable organization than Cleveland. He just really didn't have nothing to grow on in Cleveland. It wasn't stable. So this is why he looked like he's been looking in Cleveland. Then he had the off the field problems. I'm telling you, with the veterans that we have in our locker room, they would have found a way to make Deshaun Watson stay on the right path, man. It just sometimes it's just a situation that you end up in, and just like Houston, Houston is a franchise, and don't get me wrong, there's no slack against nobody, but look at their owner, man. Look at the comments he made. That organization was out of whack anyway, because look at how they were running the organization. Look at Lovie Smith. He only got 1 year, and he screwed them in the end. And he should have, because they handed him a bunch of bull crap to coach, and he tried, but you can't win when you ain't got key players at the right position. Look at the team they have right now. When you have the team they have right now, if you give Lovie Smith that team, that's a playoff team,
I
without
mean,
a doubt.
it's a playoff team right now
But
anyway. I
I'm
ain't gonna lie
saying,
to you.
other than what he was given, he
Yeah,
was
yeah, no,
given
no, I
garbage.
1,000% agree with you. Cause shout out to the
Yeah,
Miko Ryans, man. He's doing some things down there. They started off like 0-2, 0-3 or something like that. Now look at them. So yeah. Oh, and don't forget, Smitty. Remember David Culley? Remember David Culley came right after Lovey. And
right. 1 year.
they paid him on off. They
Yeah,
go on
he
out
didn't even
there.
stay the whole year. He didn't even
Uh-uh.
stay the whole year. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Up coaching, in up front office. Drake London, I think he'll resign, man. I think he'll resign because he loves his teammates. Ain't got nothing to do with coaching. I think he'll stay because of the teammates. And sometimes, players do that. I mean, they'll figure a way around the coaching. But if you got the right teammates around you, and I think he believes in Penix, he said it 1,000 times. He
Uh-huh.
believes in what Mike Penix can do. But if you find in the wide receiver coach to say that he making a mistake and that's the reason why y'all not running right on offense when you know it's the offensive coordinator position, that lets you know that the coaching is just lost. That they just don't want to take accountability. And if you can't
Right.
take accountability as a coach, that just lets you know you're not ready to be a coach.
That's what I
That
feel
just
like, man.
go ahead.
No, I said that's why I feel like I'm with you. That's all I'm saying. I'm with you, man. I feel the same way, bro.
But we did get some positive news from Zac about Mike. Let me see, can I find it? Nope, that's Kyle Pitts. We'll get into that before we leave. This is it right here.
Oh yeah,
He said Falcon offensive coordinator Zac Robinson said he texted with quarterback Michael Penix why he didn't damn call him. See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about.
hey
See, that's what I'm talking about.
man,
Text.
maybe Mike didn't want to. Maybe Mike didn't want to talk on the phone like that, man.
Or maybe he might be a little bit under the weather with the medication. We don't know.
Yeah.
But he said he texted. So yeah, I accepted at that point. He texted him out the knee surgery yesterday. And yeah, it is yesterday. So I'm sure he's
Mm-hmm.
still kind of geeked up on pain medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like he in good spirits. So that's a good thing, and that's positive, man. That's very,
Yeah.
very positive.
Right.
But right quick, man, something else we want to speak on about this Kyle Pitts thing. This another stupid comment. That's why I named the show ridiculous comments, because that's what it's been all day from him. That little bit of what 5-10 minute segment.
Yeah,
It's
within
just
that
pure
realm.
ignorance. But it said, I think Kyle's having a good year. He's playing hard. He absolutely is. I give him that. He's blocking really well at the line of scrimmage, and I disagree with that. He couldn't block a kid from crossing the street. It says, of course, you want to get the drops off tape. Duh. He just gotta stay confident. And that
What?
last sentence said he just gotta stay
Stay
confident.
confident. I ain't gonna
The
lie to you. You can have all the confidence in the world, though, Smitty. You gotta have
man,
execution with that too. Like you gotta have that nerve, you know.
you took
So
the
I
words
mean,
out of my mouth, bro. I was just about to say
like
that.
what the heck? Like my thing. Okay, bro. I got all the confidence in the world. I'm talking about. I promise I do. I'm a very confident individual. Like I am. But I ain't gonna lie to you. If I walk up to Megan the Stallion right now, come on now. But I got all the confidence in the world. But the execution, if the execution ain't there, you know what I'm saying? And a part of the execution would be the finances. So it's just
Right.
like if all that stuff like that ain't there, it ain't, bro. It's just wild, bro. That's just why he got to stay confident.
But
That
then again, but see, he's saying
go
stuff
ahead,
like
Smith.
this because he doesn't want to be held accountable. He got to stay confident. What about I messed up with the play call and the reason why some of these passes get dropped because of the type of scheming. I'm not scheming him for his own plays. See things like that, man. He did make a good catch down that sideline. I give him that. But those two catches that he dropped, they were right in his hands. Even though the defender was right there, you need to learn how to shield the defender off with your body, man. You got to learn that. You 6'5". Come on, man. Look, and better example. Even Charlie Warner did it. Charlie Warner damn did it. He got 3 straight catches, and one of those catches he shielded off the defender with his body, man,
He did
and made the catch.
and made the catch. It's simple. Simple. And my thing is, hold on. I'm gonna be fair. It's not like we haven't seen Kyle do that stuff. It's just for where we drafted you, Kyle, and everything that going on with you. It just we need to see more from you. It's just like if Kyle Pitts was a third round pick, I promise you, we are not on Kyle Pitts'
We
case
having
right
this
now,
conversation, but he was a top 10 pick, top 5 pick.
bro. The highest drafted tight end in NFL history,
And the first, and I give it to him. First year with Matt Ryan, he looked like that dude.
and Maddie wasn't even Maddie no more.
But the thing about it, can't put it all on Cal because when you got trash quarterbacks and they can't make the proper throws, guess what? And look at what Desmond Ritter did. Desmond Ritter threw that pass
That
that
was
caused that.
Mariota.
That was Mariota that caused
Yeah,
that knee injury. So think about that too. So it wasn't all Cal. But
yeah,
now that you got a competent quarterback, hey, maybe Cal will turn it around in the last 6 games. We'll see. Cause
Smitty, he just made me mad all over again, bro. I was at that game. Oh, when Kyle Pitts got hurt, I was at
oh
that
yeah,
game
you were
in the
there.
booth. In
Yeah.
the booth, I seen the throw. I was like, and then Kyle caught it, and Brisker had went low. I said, man, that's it.
That's
I
what you
knew it.
call a dead man throw. It'll get you killed. But boy, goddamn Zach will piss it, man. Look, let me shut up. But
Uh,
yeah, man, we had to come through and talk about those, man. I just pray that that Zach gets it together because, like I said, he really indicated in that previous tweet I put up that he'll be back next year.
I mean, again, with that coaching job out of the way, and the fact that this will be the thing that we got to watch closely because the rest of this season is an evaluation process. If Kirk Cousins and Zac Robinson put this together and we look more of a competent offense and we're winning games, like let's say we win against the Jets, don't let us mess around and somehow, some way, beat the Seahawks, the Bucks, or something like that in
What
that
we play
area.
Seattle at home?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
see, it
but
may
we
be a
haven't been
slight
good at
chance.
home.
It might be a slight chance, but
But we haven't been good
woo,
like that at home.
yeah, we play much better on the road. That's pathetic.
So I mean, I do take that in consideration, but if we mess around and start beating teams that it looks like we shouldn't beat, I mean, of course, on the talent and on paper, we should beat anybody. But the way that we've been playing this year, if we mess around and beat some of those guys, hey, guys, I'm sorry. Like, wins matter. And when people start winning and what you done for me lately, shoot, what, the last six, 7 games when Kirk Cousins came in, we were more competent offense. We put up points. We did this, we did that. So we won games. So it's just like, again, it's not personal. It's just that
It's
is
just
how the
facts.
game go. That
It's
just be
just
how the
facts.
game go.
Hey nephew, yeah, he gonna be here. Trust me. Hey, I said it anyway because you got to think, man. You got to think about it, man. If you got a good thing going and you see that one move and one coach made a difference on the defense, imagine what it could do to the offense. You find it, and then Brian Dayball is out there. Who else? Mike McDaniel's possibly getting fired at the end of the year. He's going to be out there. Matt LaFleur is possibly getting fired. I mean, and the thing about it, Raheem may not be back because if the right coach comes along, Arthur can say, hey, you did good as you can, but I think that guy can put us over the top. And Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur got winning records as head coaches.
Man, they do.
Y'all might not like Shanahan, but go
I
back to that
don't.
video. I tell y'all exactly why I said yeah, I don't agree with what he did, but at the end of the day,
So,
Dan Quinn was the head coach during the Super Bowl. He see that stuff going south like that. You got to talk to your offensive coordinator and say, man, don't you see we running the ball and we effective doing that? And they didn't run the ball Devontae Freeman out one more time that entire game. They passed the rest of the game. And he did the same thing in that first Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Same thing. So I'm telling you, I take Cal or Matt. They both know Atlanta. They both know the culture. They both know the front office. And guess what? West Coast style offense, quarterback friendly offense. If you want Penn to succeed, one of those guys need to be the head coach. One of them. And you can bring in a bridge
you
to
know
Mike
what?
Pettis get back. Go ahead.
I was about to say, you know what, bro? Okay, go ahead and bring Kyle Shanahan. Can I just get just one slap box session in with him? Just one.
Hey, yo, look at your ass.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, I
I
just
mean,
think I know
don't get me
I
wrong.
got
I'm
to get
pissed.
over it. I do. I got to get over it. It's me. It's not nobody. It's me. It's me. But I don't
I'm
like
gonna be
Kyle
I'm
Shanahan.
gonna be honest with you, Chris. After 6 months, I was fine. It was over with to me. And the reason why I know, I mean, it gonna sting everybody, probably to the end of time, but at the same time, is once we win the Super Bowl, you won't probably never think about that shit again. Let's keep it real. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't. Only when I see his face or something like that. That'd be
and
all.
I'm gonna tell you, man, what better way
Could
to
have had two.
bring a Super Bowl to Atlanta than let Kyle Shanahan win it after what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt LaFleur, like Brandon said, if you can make Malik Willis win games, why not Mike Penix? And look at what Kyle Shanahan doing in San Francisco. They started quarterback as a 7th-round pick. Just got paid bukus of dollars. And you mean to tell me you wouldn't want that kind of? You mean to tell me he can't develop a quarterback? Come on now, come on.
Hey man. Hey man. It ain't in my heart. That's the thing. It's in my mind. It's in my
Yeah,
mind.
that one did sting, but I've been a fan much longer than Chris. Trust me, I've seen worse. And then
Yeah.
ask the people and I was alive, but I didn't know what was going on. But trust me, in 1980, when they lost to the Cowboys, I was probably about a year, about I would say it was in 1981. Actually, it was 1980 season. I was almost 2 years old,
Mm.
and I talked to Big John Higgins. He talked about that. That was just as bad as that Super Bowl because they were beating breaks off Dallas that game, and they end up losing, and Dallas end up coming back. So it's something that don't happen before. So the older fans, they know how to get past it. So
Mm.
by them being able to get past it twice, I can get past it once. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matt Jones is another one. Matt Jones is another one.
yeah,
Well, Trey Lance just didn't fit that system. Let's just keep it real still.
yeah. I
And I
do.
said that earlier. He's a
I,
he's a mobile quarterback, and you got to have a run first, run balance type offense to have a Trey Lance. That's the only way it's gonna work. But go ahead, Chris.
no, I agree with you on the Trey Lance. It didn't. It was one of those things. I feel like Kyle was like, you know what? Let me put my offensive skills to the test with this young man, and let me take on this project and see if I can get something out of it. He couldn't. He just couldn't
I,
do it. And man, you see Trey
I got to,
Lance.
I got to
Man, come on.
disagree with that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the front office pressured him into getting that quarterback.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm telling you, because think about it. Trey Lance and Justin Fields in that same draft, same type quarterback, and you had another pocket passer quarterback in that draft, and you went with those guys when you could have drafted back and traded back and got somebody else, but they were going with the fancy picks,
You see what that got you.
right? So if you don't learn anything, learn from Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Zach Wilson.
Who, by the
Learn
way,
from
got
it.
benched for Tyrod Taylor, who we play on Sunday. By the way.
No, that was Justin Fields. He did. Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, look, Dre Murphy, those coaches sound good. But as knowing Arthur Blank, Rich McKay, they gonna stay comfortable. That's why I said Kyle Shanahan. That's why I said Matt LaFleur, because both of them was here in 2015 and 2016. In 2017, both of them went off to be head coaches elsewhere and be successful. So
But am I wrong for feeling like, okay, well, first of all, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying because we already don't talked about Matt LaFleur anyway. I've been praying for his downfall so he can get fired and we hire him anyway. But
right.
but also, am I wrong for feeling like the Falcons just may need to go somewhere with somebody who has no ties, fresh, new blood,
How long
new
how long I
head,
been
new.
how long I been saying that, Chris?
It just,
Learn to be uncomfortable. That's why I said that. Learn to be uncomfortable.
I just feel like you do yourself a great disservice if you don't switch something up sometime.
But remember what I said earlier though. They could find another coach and be uncomfortable, but they gonna have to put their 2 cents in. Instead of saying we fucked up, we picked the wrong quarterback, they gonna bring in a coach and ask him what can you do with Mike Penix. Instead of saying what kind of guy do you think you need to bring this city a championship? What kind of guy you need at quarterback? And that would be the most logical question, because if you got a coach, that would be the most logical question to ask him, instead of saying what can you do with what we got already. Be like, what can you bring to us? Does that mean you got to go out and get another quarterback? Does that mean you got to go out and get another coach? Let us know.
But
But
don't be Secret Service.
no, Arthur Blank, what can you do with what we already have?
Hey man,
I guarantee that.
I'm on that same boat, man. So it's just again, they
Say it.
gonna have to. It's one of those things where they really gonna have to just show and prove. It's gonna have to be really one of those things. You're gonna have to show. You're gonna have to really just do it.
AB Lane, I Rex Ryan and Geno Smith, I couldn't even watch that game if that was to happen. I'm gonna be honest with you.
At all.
Yeah, Brandon, I agree. Trey might have just didn't ever have it as a quarterback. He was just
He
a
was a
good college
project.
guy. He was just a good college guy. Sometimes it's just like that. Cause look at Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow probably the best college quarterback to ever live, and he made it to the NFL. And he couldn't even throw the ball 10 yards in front of him. So
I put Trey Lance in the same boat with Anthony Richardson. Those guys were projects. They were raw, and they had decent seasons. They was intriguing. Like maybe they could be better, but no, bro, they were projects, and
yeah,
people tried
cause
to
look
work
at
with them.
I agree with that 1,000%. Cause look at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he ain't never had no season. He probably threw many touchdowns this year as he had with the Giants the last 3 years, 2 or
Hey,
3 years rather. So
nah, for
yeah,
real.
It's definitely Anthony Richardson, you know. But when you know you can't develop, well, you can develop a quarterback when the quarterback can't help develop himself and catch on to what's going on. Oh yeah, then it's a problem. But hey, just like Sam Donner and these other guys that turned it around, hey, maybe he find the right guy to help him. We'll see. But yeah. But you got anything else before we get out of here? Because we've been on an hour, so we got to get back
Oh,
to
right, right,
yeah.
man. I don't think I got left is also I know Raheem Morris did say today that he felt that Drake London is pretty doubtful for Sunday. So he's gonna be out for Sunday. And to add more context to it, I'm thinking because of the type of injury it is, I would be thinking I'll be surprised honestly if he plays next week as well. I'm thinking more so Tampa. But I mean, I know that's a short week, short turnaround. But give him some rest on that Seattle game, possibly on that knee, and then maybe he'll be ready to go. Maybe he'll be ready to go on that Seahawk game, but maybe they hold him out for the divisional matchup. We'll
I
see how
think
that goes.
I agree 1,000%, man. I think I can see him coming back. You know, Seattle. I mean, it really ain't no point in him coming back this week. The way they played New Orleans last week, they seemed like they did all right. And using the three tight ends and 13 personnel, I think that'll work again against the Giants. And like I said, I think they'll knock them out the box. Try to knock them out the box early. If they do that, I think they'll be okay. So yeah, I mean Drake London. I mean, look, truth be told, depending on how he recover from this, depending on how the record is after that Seattle game, I mean that Tampa game, you might as well just sit him the rest of the year, depending on the record. So,
Mhm.
because he'll be back, trust me, they gonna sign him to a contract. How much? That I don't know, but we'll see. But you know what to do, man. Tell everybody where to find you.
A1 Forever Sports. This platform on YouTube. Come on over and be a part of the A1 family, man. Getting closer to 4,500, man. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. And also, um, Hawks Digest as well. Catch me on the Hawks Digest. I know, even though the Hawks just took a terrible loss that I don't want to talk about.
And I
Uh,
don't want to talk about that either.
yeah, but what I'm saying, catch me and Walter Pollard over at the Hawks Digest. What I'm saying, talking about those ATL Hawks. And also Twitter, A1 Forever, Instagram, A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming out. And thank y'all for interacting and asking these questions. And we
All
just
right,
having this conversation about this team and this offensive coordinator and etc.
facts. Brandon, yeah, I've been saying he's full goals too, but maybe he's found the right guy to turn him around finally. But we did, and as I told y'all in that Colts game, that that Daniel Jones in there somewhere, and we found it, but we blew it. But yeah, man, y'all know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Also find me on Twitter at fatboyslim_21. You see it on the screen right there. Also, I dropped a video earlier about 680 the fan about Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan and Mike Tomlin actually if any of those guys move on and how they fit with the Falcons. I think it's a pretty good idea that 680 the fan came up with, and I just expressed my thoughts on it. So y'all go check that out on the channel right now. And until I know we're gonna do a show Friday. I'm gonna be busy Friday too, so we may not see y'all until Sunday after the game.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see.
what time is the game? 1 o'clock.
Yep, 1 o'clock. We back on the regular schedule.
Yep. So we'll from Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium, whatever they want to call it, till Sunday after probably about 4:30. We'll probably be ready to go, but until Sunday at 4:30, we're gonna give y'all Thanksgiving Eve back. I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy family, enjoy food, and we're
Bless.
gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Yes, be